it wasn't terribly stank, but it wasn't normal for me at all. So I'm just like, they were raging. I was ready to go, okay? I was high and ready like Little Caesars. I was like, babe, can we go again? Can we go again? Like, I was just always touching on him and just wanting him and we was just. All right, y'all, so I feel like I'm ready to talk about it. So, we're gonna talk about it. What are we gonna talk about, you ask? We are gonna talk about my pregnancy. Wow, that's crazy to even say, honestly. Crazy to say. All right, y'all, I had to do my lip combo because I'm not gonna be on here with no crusty looking lips. So anyways, my freaking pregnancy, which was also my first pregnancy, by the way. Not gonna lie, I'm a little traumatized. I think that's why it took so long for me to want to talk about it, but it's traumatizing. It is. It's traumatizing. Like, honestly. I don't know where to start. I don't really know where to start. Let's start with the Ozempic. Okay. So, my Ozempic journey really did not go as planned, like, whatsoever. So, I was on Ozempic for almost 6 months, but definitely like 5.5 months, I believe. And my first month being on Ozempic, I noticed that like my weight had kind of plateaued, and I basically like wasn't losing weight anymore. Papa in this bag is finna kill me. Go ahead. Yeah, so I was on the Ozempic for 5, almost 6 months. And it was at like 4, 5, 6 weeks, right? I started noticing I'm not losing weight anymore. And at that point, I had only lost like 10 pounds. So, of course, I'm like, what the heck's going on? For those that don't know, I have PCOS. So, what PCOS is, it's a hormonal imbalance disorder that causes a bunch of different things, acne, and so y'all ever seen like how females be growing like beards and stuff like that? Yeah, that's because of PCOS. I don't have that version of PCOS, but I have like insulin resistance PCOS, and basically my hormones are always like out of whack 24/7, and PCOS makes it hard for you to conceive, so it affects your fertility, obviously, because it has to do with hormones. And obviously, your hormones directly correlate with your weight and your metabolism and stuff like that. So PCOS makes it hard to lose weight and easy to gain weight. Okay, so that being said, I'm on this Ozempic or whatever, and y'all know Ozempic is basically like, so something about Ozempic, it has to do with, so in my mind, Ozempic is kind of like a fake hormone, because there's a hormone, I forget what it's called. It's like, a few of them are named differently, but it's like leptin and like geratin or something like that. But it like directly has to do with your metabolism and like your hunger signals with your brain or something like that. So in my mind, I'm just like, okay, so basically the Ozempic's not working because it's not working like with my body and my hormones, which would make sense. Duh, PCOS, hormones, fake hormone, injecting myself. Yeah, of course. So I'm still taking the Ozempic, and at the time, I'm like not changing my injection site, which then I started to feel like, you know, it wasn't working because I was no longer switching my injection site, because you're supposed to switch it every so often. So not changing my injection site, I'm like, what's going on? Mind you, I'm all the way up in doses at this point. and literally it's still not working. Now, I'm not gonna lie, like I was not as active during this time because there was a lot going on in our lives at this time. We really could not commit to a gym schedule or nothing like that, but I definitely was going for walks. Like we were going for like night walks around the neighborhood, and I had like weights and stuff, so I was like working out just like in our room. But as far as like committing to a workout schedule or a workout regimen or routine, we definitely were not doing that at that time. So, I mean, who knows? It probably could have contributed to at least losing a little bit more weight than I did, being as though I was on the Ozempic at the same time. But another weird thing that I experienced while being on this Ozempic was just like swelling. Like I was always blew up, like face blew up, nose blew up. And don't get me wrong, like I'm big, duh. So like my face is big. My face is not small, it's not slim. Like my body's not small, it's not slim. But like it's certain things that we could see, like, no, this is just not right. Like I was blew up like somebody pumped me. Like my feet, my legs, my just my body, and especially my face. So it was just a lot of different things going on that, you know, we couldn't really put together in our minds, because we just like, ain't I'm supposed to be like leaning out by now? Like, you know, most people's journeys I see, and they on Ozempic for 2-3 months, it's like they're starting to lose a significant amount of weight. There was also this girl that I followed at the time, and she was on tirzepatide, I think is how you say it. It's like a combination one. So it's like B12 tirzepatide or something like that. So she was on that one, and I'm like watching her journey, and we were kind of like around the same like time in our journey. And she's like losing weight like this, like falling off, just dropping. And I'm just like, something's not right about this. Like something's just not right about this. So time went on, and I follow Aaliyah J. Like I've been following Aaliyah J for some time, like years. If y'all don't know who that is, then I don't know. You got to get into it, because Aaliyah J is that girl. But she pops up on my TL, and I think this was already at the time that I started thinking that I was pregnant, because I started feeling pregnant and certain stuff was going on. But her video popped up on my timeline on TikTok, and she was talking about how she was pregnant and stuff like that. And then like, I want to say like a day or 2 or 3 days later, I saw another video from her, and she said that she had had a chemical pregnancy. So at that time, I'm just like, what's a chemical pregnancy? Like I never heard of that. Like, what is that? And then there's this other girl I follow. She was like struggling with her journey as well. And she was trying to conceive. She got pregnant, had a miscarriage like a year ago. So she ended up finding out that she also had PCOS. So I was following her journey closely as well. And when she was talking about like her pregnancy experiences and stuff, she said that she had a chemical pregnancy. So whole time, chemical pregnancies just coming up. And I'm just like, I'm like scared in the back of my mind, because I already got like this fertility fear thing going on. So I'm just like, whatever. I don't even know if I'm pregnant. I'm not even going to trip about it or nothing, because I wasn't pregnant at the time yet, right? We just thought I was. Yeah. So fast forward, I start getting all these symptoms. So I'm already thinking about coming off the Ozempic because it's not working anymore. I'm wondering, like, you know, what's my next plan for trying to lose weight, stuff like that. I don't really know what to do. I don't know what's going on. And then bam, my first symptom was, what, babe? What was my first symptom? What, the food when we was eating? I think that was my first symptom. So I ain't gonna lie, y'all, like, it may be hard to believe, but in real life, I eat like a bird. So we went to eat at Marietta Diner for the first time. And I had got like my own little meal or whatever. And my baby got his meal. So normally I eat some of my food, but like he's having to like finish off my food for me. This time we went to the diner and I ate my food, which it was a pretty decent amount of food. But when I got finished, I was still hungry. And ironically enough, he didn't eat his food because he didn't like it. But I ate it. Like, I'm literally just like, babe, I'm still hungry. Can I have the rest of your food? Like, never would I do that. Like, never would I do that. But I did it. So that kind of was like our first red flag, but it wasn't all the way. Cause like when you have hormonal issues, sometimes you do just get really hungry. Like randomly, I just get really hungry. And it's like my metabolism's just burning it up. Like whatever I eat is just burning it up. So fast forward, I don't really remember the order of all the symptoms, but you know. And then not to mention, y'all, like I don't get a regular period. So I definitely got pregnant without even having a period. So obviously, you know, they say missing your period is a symptom of like how you don't know you're pregnant. Well, I already was missing my period, so that wouldn't have helped me none anyways.
Your breasts were sore too.
Yeah, my boobs were definitely sore. But once again, that's a symptom that I experienced just because I have too much estrogen. So like my PCOS, I got an estrogen, I guess, over imbalance or whatever. Like I don't have enough progesterone, but I have too much estrogen. So sometimes my boobs would just be sore just because of the estrogen. So, but yeah, my boobs were really sore when I was pregnant too. And they kept growing. They were like my boobs are huge, but they were huge. And then my nipples was doing like this like stretchy, dark discoloration thing. Like, I don't know, it was real weird. So like, even though my body does weird stuff on a regular, it just started to become like, all right, this is just too much. Cause it was just everything at one time. So then, I don't know if I'm forgetting any symptoms, but I know the one that I'm going to speak on because this was the dead giveaway for me. So we was at the studio and I had this like, I don't even want to call it discharge because it wasn't like discharge, but it was discharge. Like, but it felt like I was like peeing, but it also was like, I don't know. It had this very distinct smell, like, and it was so loud that I felt like everybody in the studio could smell me. Like whether I stood up, sat down, anything I did, I just felt like it was like so strong and so out there. And I'm just like, what the heck? Like, I've never smelled like this. And it wasn't terribly stank, but it wasn't normal for me at all. So I'm just like, something about this is just not right. And that's what honestly prompted me to take a test. Because when that happened, I was so embarrassed. And I was just like, babe, this is just not okay. Like, whatever's going on with me, we need to get to the bottom of it immediately. And it just was so wet and just like it just didn't stop. It just didn't stop. And then here he goes singing. He was having a ball. That's another part. We was definitely having a ball because my hormones had me, they were raging. I was ready to go. Okay. I was high and ready like Little Caesars. I was like, babe, can we go again? Can we go again? Like, I was just always touching on him and just wanting him and we was just like, we was on that. But that's TMI. Y'all don't got to know all that. But just know the hormones was raging. Can you stop? The hormones was raging, okay? And then another thing. So I was thinking about my mom and I burst into tears. Like, don't get me wrong, I do miss my mom. I live in another state. But like to cry about it is just a little crazy. I don't know. especially the way that I cried about it. Like I just burst into tears. And it was like, I was bawling, crying. And then it was another instance that I was bawling, crying. I don't really remember that one, but I just kept bursting into tears. And
I remember you was talking about the studio and like
yeah,
everything was coming together and yeah.
our lives were about to change and all this and that. And I just burst into tears and I had to leave the room. And I just thought it was a download from God, but I guess I was pregnant. Anyways, there was another symptom.
Yeah,
Dreams. Wait, what were you going to say?
I was going to say your cravings.
Okay, cravings, yeah. But my dreams, y'all. So I don't usually have dreams. I kept having these vivid ass dreams. And I was just trying to understand, like, why do I keep having these dreams? But like, for some reason, that was like a part of my pregnancy. And my cravings, like my baby said, I don't really remember. What was I craving?
All kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, I wanted a chicken tender with mayonnaise wrapped in cheese. And then I made like this salmon bowl thing and I had like all these condiments in it and stuff. Like it was just some pretty nasty stuff going on, honestly. So anyways, those were all my symptoms. Fast forward, I take the test. Now, coming from a person that's never been pregnant before, to see those 2 lines, I just was like in denial. And like I said, I told y'all, like, I always think about how people say with PCOS it's harder to conceive and this and that and the third. And, you know, me and my baby, we both got insulin stuff going on. So it's like, in my mind, I'm like, pregnant? We're not pregnant. Like, we're not. It was the farthest thing from my mind. I'm like, I'm on a weight loss journey. I'm trying to lose weight because eventually I do want to have a baby. In what, a year, 2 years? Like we were planning to try later because I ain't gonna lie, like our first 2 years into our relationship, we were kind of trying, but not really purposefully. So it was more so a thing where it was like, we weren't being protected and it became a thing where it's like, well, where's the baby? So we did kind of have like a little period where we were testing ovulation and, you know, just trying to see what's going on. Like we testing different things. We trying to understand like, okay, is it never going to happen? Like, are we not going to have kids naturally? Should we just go, you know, figure something else out? But fast forward, like a year and a half later, we just get pregnant and I'm on OZEMPIC and I'm on a weight loss journey. Like, make it make sense. But you know, God is funny. God is very humorous because I feel like that was just like his initiation to let us know, like, y'all can get pregnant, but now is not the time. Because unfortunately, I did suffer a chemical pregnancy. Honestly, I feel like my reaction to the chemical was a little bit different than like, I guess people took it. Like, I don't know. Like, so I feel like people probably thought I was sad and like upset and stuff like that. I was a little bit disappointed, but because I know to trust God and to trust God's timing and stuff, like I didn't see it like a miscarriage, even though a chemical pregnancy is a very early miscarriage. So basically, before my baby even implanted, it kind of just like disappeared. Like it just vanished in the thin air. So like the cells that were gonna be my baby just like poof. So like, I don't know, like I didn't really take it hard. Like, I don't know. I just trust God and I know that when the timing is right, it'll happen. So, and I'm not gonna lie, like I also had a weird feeling. So like how I was telling y'all, like I was very in tune with the other girls' journey and their content regarding their pregnancies and stuff. So I felt like those were signs. Like when it all came together in my mind, I was like, oh, those were signs like that, like, I guess I was gonna have a chemical pregnancy. So yeah, ironically enough, like I said, I'm healed. I did have my times afterwards where I was like, dang, I would still be pregnant right now. I would be this far along, or it would be this, or it would be that, or like whatever. But like, I didn't let it get me down or discourage me or nothing. And I mean, it didn't help what we were going through at the time, especially because we were living in a crazy house. And that is not the type of environment to have a child, like, or a growing child. So I just feel like everything just works out exactly how it's meant to. And it's not something that I wanted to harp on because it didn't devastate me. Now, like, if I had found out the baby was like growing and I had a miscarriage, that probably would devastate me. Honestly, it would. Like, there's no probably in it. It would devastate me because it's like, at least the baby actually made it to the safe space and started growing. But then to die or to like lose my baby farther along, like, no, that would definitely turn my world upside down. But like I said, it's just one of those things. It's like, we both know when the time is right, the time's gonna be right. And I feel like my baby more so was just kind of like, he ain't know what to think or feel or nothing. Like, he just was like still kind of stuck on the whole, oh, we got pregnant thing versus like, oh, the baby's gone. Like, I don't know. We were both hung up on it so much. Like, we really got pregnant. Like, even now when I think about it, I still think about that. Like, we really got pregnant. Like, it's the way you look like Wizard Kelly. Because I'm so short.
Little baby. But yeah, nah, it was definitely a crazy experience overall. You know, it was like emotional roller coaster, honestly, because, you know, we were very, very excited. Me personally, I was full throttle. I was ready to go. I was ready to do whatever had to be done, align what needed to be aligned. And yeah, when I found out that like it wasn't there, I was ready to beat up the doctor. I thought he was lying, you know, but it's crazy to go through that kind of experience and not really know what to do or how to carry it. You feel me? So it was nuts, man. But you know, hey, everything happens for a reason. You know what I'm saying? And that was just God's way of telling us that, you know, it is possible. He showed us it's possible. So we just gotta get aligned and bada boom, we'll be able to build our family. But it was definitely crazy though.
Can you give me some water? Because I've been yapping and I need something to drink. I'm almost done that one water over there. So yeah. But yeah, y'all. So, oh, is that not, I wanted the open one so I could finish it, but it's cool. Am I missing anything? Am I leaving anything out? Well, I don't know. If y'all have any questions, you can leave it in the comments and I'll answer them in another video. But I feel like I owed y'all that explanation because I was just very loud about my Ozempic journey, and I'm very loud about certain journeys in general just because I just want to inspire people, bro. Like, that is the whole purpose. Like, I'm not just a chatterbox. I don't just tell my business to the world. I'm not weird like that. But I feel like a part of my purpose that God got me here for is to inspire people and to show people how good God is. If I can go through all this and still be as strong as I am and still wake up every day and keep pushing and keep doing what I got to do to become the best version of myself, then anybody can do it. And I feel like God just uses me in that way. And I also feel like that's why like I gravitate to content so much, because I'm just a creator. Like, it's just the way that God made me. So I just love being open and transparent and just showing you guys that it's possible. Anything you want to do in life is possible. Like, you can do whatever you want to do. It don't matter what you've been through, who you are, where you came from. Nothing matters. But you got to stay tapped in with source. That is where my strength comes from. Like, God is the reason that I am how I am, that I'm so graceful and just strong, and I can just keep pushing through this life. And I'm destined to be great, bro. Like, if I could share that journey with the world, and this is just so, like, if y'all know me in real life, or like if y'all knew me in real life, because obviously I've changed a lot, but like if y'all knew me in real life, I'm very, very, very quiet. I'm very reserved. Like, I'm still like that to this day, but I'm more so vocal than I ever was. Like, growing up, I'm very shy in person. Like, I was always shy. So like, I wouldn't talk. But it's like this thing, they say, like, when you're like shy and like different things happen to you in life and stuff, like when you're young, like trauma or whatever, they say like your throat chakra is blocked or something like that. So I don't know, like sometimes I feel like creating content and like just vibing, having therapy sessions and talking and stuff like that, like it's a part of me breaking generational curses. Because listen, one thing about it, I'm gonna talk, I'm gonna yap. Like, even it goes as far as the gift that I was giving y'all. Cause a lot of y'all don't even know, like, I can sing, but we're still working on that part, cause it's some trauma there. I don't know, like maybe it's just the devil trying to get me to not use my gift. And it's like, I feel like it directly aligns with the throat chakra. But anyways, I'm starting to yap too much. That is it for this video. Like I said, if y'all got any questions about anything with my journey, I'll be open to share and answer. And I might even do another video. So just let me know. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Thank y'all for supporting me always through every season, every journey. Every time I go ghost and just pop up creating content again. Because I be having to get my life together. That's what be going on behind the scenes, bro. That's another reason that I know I'm supposed to be doing content, because every single time it's something that happens. Like, I had bought a camera, somebody steals it. I bought another camera, it don't stay charged. Like, this is just how I know. It's like every time I get on my grind and I create, it's always something that tries to come and knock me off my square. But listen, like I said, I'm very resilient. I'm very resilient, and I will always come back. So prepare to be sick of me. But yeah, y'all, thank y'all so much for tuning in. I'll catch y'all in the next video. Bye.